Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel for another video today. I am joined today again by Melissa, or Chasing Sunshine. Hi, Melissa. How you doing?
Good morning. Good. How are you doing this morning?
Good. We've had a time getting this scheduled and not scheduled.
For
We've
sure.
scheduled it several times. It's just actually filming it that has been the issue. So yeah, this one's a long time coming. We asked you guys for questions like 2 weeks ago at this point now, and so we're finally going to sit down and bestie chat through these questions that we have for you guys. Melissa, what is your fantastic news that you have to share with everybody in the world?
Oh gosh. I am now in Wonderland. I am so
I
excited.
dropped my
One
squishy.
Oh no.
It's okay.
She fell to the floor. Her squishy fell to the floor because she was
In
so
shock
excited.
that
Yep. So
Melissa's in
I'm
Wonderland.
I'm 199.6 and I'm down 130 pounds now. And I just still can't believe it. I just feel like I'm in a dream. It's just like wake me up.
And you didn't give up when you were in those 250s,
Oh no.
260s. You didn't give up, and look at you now. Yeah,
Yep.
you were showing me before we start recording, you were showing me the dog on your lap, and I was like, look at that little skinny mini.
Uh, got some weight to lose on the legs still, but yes. And if y'all see me looking down, I do have my fur baby. If you've watched my channel, I ended up getting another fur baby. So she is on my lap and she's very much a Velcro dog.
Yes, yes. Velcro babies, Velcro dogs. That's what we got around here.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
what was I about to say? So where are
We're
you
not
going?
doctors.
We're not doctors. Before we say
We're not
anything else,
doctors.
we're not doctors. I got hair on my
We
squishy
are
bum head.
sharing our experience and what's worked for us, but we are not medical professionals, so please make sure that you consult your healthcare professional.
Yes, and if you're not following Melissa, go follow her. I will remember this time to link her before somebody asks for me for it. The amount of things I say
I
I'm going to link Melissa and then I do not link, and
I do the same thing. I
it's
do the same thing.
it's a
It's awful.
problem. It's a serious problem I have. Okay, so we have a whole little form right here or a Google Doc that Melissa so graciously made for us that we are going to go through and kind of talk about with you guys. And just so you know, like everything that we say and Melissa and I's opinions on this is coming from a place of our story and what we have been through, but also like things that we've seen and we talk a lot to people in this community and we get a lot of the same sort of viewpoints and opinions and questions all the time. And so while we are sharing this information, know that nothing that we say is one size fits all and everything has to be adjusted to how it's going to best fit your journey personally.
100%. Yep.
So,
100%.
um, okay, Melissa, I think I'm gonna let you take this first one. How would you approach your PCP if you were, just never wanting to get on GLP-1, didn't really know anything about them? How would you approach that topic?
First thing, I've always said, and I say it in my videos, and I'm getting ready to do another one about advocacy. First thing is to be informed, right?
Mhm.
You gather your information as much as you can, especially if you're not familiar with GLP-1s. What I did from the start was I started watching people's YouTube journeys, and it was yours. And a couple of others, and basically everyone said pretty much the same thing. So I had a range of kind of different things of what to expect. It's not that what happened to you is Bible and that's just it, like you said, a one size fits all, because it's not. So I had a good idea of different things to expect. I knew the medication, the different kinds of medication, and what was going to probably work for me. So I knew Tirzepatide has that two GLP-1 receptors and it tackles food noise and suppression. And I knew that that is the one that I needed because I could not stop thinking about food. So when you go into your doctor, you definitely want to advocate for yourself. And if you don't like the suggestion that they're giving you, ask them why.
Mhm.
Push back. And you can disagree with them. It's okay. There's the thing with PCPs, and you said this before too, and I think even Dr. Taylor has said so. Most physicians are not trained in obesity medicine.
Yeah.
and just in obesity. They're given a small little snip of a training, right? So they have a little bit of knowledge, but it's not extensive. I'm talking everything about obesity, even bariatric surgery.
Yeah.
And you almost have to educate your doctor. And I was just listening to Waitlist in the car with Dr. Silas Whalen, and she even said, I had to untrain myself to relearn what I needed to learn. And I am pushing physicians to do the same. She said, because everything we thought we knew is wrong.
Yeah.
So you need to go in armed with information. Take a
Mhm.
notebook if you need to, but push back, especially if they're against
Mhm.
it. This just says, how do you approach your PCP about being on it? I'm on it. Hey, doc, I'm on a GLP-1. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, what are you on? I'm on Tirzepatide. Okay. Well, where do you get that from? From my weight loss doctor. I
I
don't have
think
to say
part of it,
telehealth, but you can.
right. I think part of it is just being confident in your decision, and a lot of that does come with education and awareness and knowing what's going on and how they work and how they're going to benefit you, and being able to present that information to your doctor if they ask. One thing, I'm doing a video tomorrow actually on like that sort of that first month of GLP-1 use, specifically on the
Mhm.
topic of like half-life and loading dose and how it accumulates in your body, because I have realized recently that nobody knows anything about that, right?
That's true.
People
That's true.
think
I think I
people
learned it just from watching
like Dr.
our stuff.
Taylor brought it up. Yeah, and he brought it
Mhm.
up, and a lot of people in the comments were like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." And it's come up a few times in the group recently, I I've known this, but I thought everybody else did too. And so I think we
Right.
assume a lot of times
Mhm.
that the doctors know best, or that the doctors know what they're talking about, but we have like your health, you have to take a certain amount of responsibility for that. And
Absolutely. Because we are
so,
the only ones that are going to do it,
yeah,
right? And we know our bodies better than everyone.
absolutely. So, I would say if you're already on the GLP-1, like Melissa said, hey, I started taking this. I want you to be aware of it. This is why I'm taking it. This is what I think it's helping me with, and kind of go from
Mhm.
there. But like, we aren't asking permission.
Mm-mm. No. And that's the first thing you've got to remember. Do not go in asking permission to stay on your GLP-1.
Yes.
You are on it. You are being treated by a doctor. You check in with your doctor regularly. End of story. That is
Yeah.
between you and your weight loss doctor. Whether it's telehealth or not, she's snoring. So I'm sorry, guys, if you end up picking up on snoring or other sounds. But compound, I've had my doctor go, well, I don't like that you're having this side effect. Or I think, when everything used to be because of GLP-1,
Mhm.
every side effect or issue is always GLP-1. And you might need to get off of it. I said, I'm not getting off of it. I'm just telling you, I'm not getting off of it. I will consult with my weight loss doctor on that. He or she is the weight loss doctor that is knowledgeable in what is happening with our GLP-1s, not my PCP. I love
Yeah.
my PCP, but I'm not, like you said, don't ask for permission. And compound, if they're against it, I don't really care. And I guess that's the GLP-1 talking as well. But at this point, I'm like, I know what works for me.
Hmm.
I've seen it, I feel it. No one's going to take that away from me. And, I'm sorry you feel that way about compounding, doctor, but, compounding's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
I've been on this compound for 2.5 years and I've lost 130 pounds. What are you going to say to that?
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah,
And you're the
I think,
patient. You can say no.
yeah. And you can fire that freaking doctor if they're not serving you. Like you hired them. It's something like
Hmm.
you're not asking for permission, and they work for you.
100%.
That's it.
Nailed it. Nailed it. All
So,
right. Oh, this next one, I feel like we talk about till we're blue in the face. Um, how long is too long for a stall before considering intervention?
hmm, intervention is an interesting word, I think. Um, so a true stall is a solid month, a solid 4 to 6 weeks, some doctors say 6 weeks, of zero loss. Zero, like zero, zero. Not I've lost 2 pounds, I'm in a stall. Not I lost 10 pounds the first month and only 3 pounds the second, I must be in a stall. Zero, right? Loss in that
Yep.
6 months, or in that 6 weeks. And so I think a lot of people get confused about what a stall actually is.
It's not a
Slow,
week.
it's
It's
not a
not a
week.
week.
It's not a week. It's not 2 weeks. It's not 3 weeks. It's not a stall.
No.
So I think that's the most important thing. I think there's so much that gets called a stall that's not a true stall.
You're absolutely right. And it drives me crazy because I'm like, you guys don't even know what a stall is.
Yes. So that's
It's
the
like,
biggest thing.
hello.
Like, first off, are you truly in a stall? That's the
Right.
biggest question, right? And if you truly are, um, then after 6 weeks, once you even reach the point of true stall, right? So once you reach that 6 weeks, it's time for an intervention, right? So it's time to talk about increasing your dose. It's time to start talking about changing up your caloric intake or changing up your exercise routine. So that's like, you don't let a stall go on for months and months and months, right?
I
What
kind of did, but
you had a lot going on. You
I
had some
did. I did.
surgery. Oh my gosh, I was watching a lady yesterday on a live that was talking about how she was having foot surgery. It was very similar to your foot surgery. And she was like, I'm taking a week off work. I think it's going to be great. After that, I'm going to be recovered. And I'm just like,
Mm-mm.
lady,
More
you
power
are
to you, sister.
in for it.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, my husband said
The-
he would clean the house for me the first week and then, I'd be good. And I'm like,
mm. Yeah. You were with me the whole time I had my surgery.
yeah, I'm
I
like,
was like,
that's not
oh
how it's
my
going to
God.
go. But anyway, that's why your stall, you had a lot going on.
Yeah.
But like, if you
You truly
truly,
want to make sure you're in a stall, like
right,
Brittany said. Like,
right.
it's not just, okay, it's a week or 2 weeks and I'm not lost anything. We all want to lose weight every week. That's
Mhm.
always normal for us, right? And we feel like immediately, oh my God, this isn't working or something's wrong because we're not losing every week. Or if you go up in weight, which is normal, you
Mhm.
can gain. Someone asked that question in the group the other day. I don't know if you saw it. Like, can you gain weight on this? Because I just gained, I think it was like a pound. And it's like, yeah, you can gain. You not every week you're going to have a loss. You
Yeah,
might be, you may not have a loss one week. You may have a gain. Your body is adjusting and doing so many things in the background. And as we've said before, your body likes a certain weight and it's going to fight like hell to stay at that weight. So what do we do to budget and get it moving again? We confuse our body.
yeah,
But you need to be in an active stall.
right.
Yeah,
The
it's
biggest
not
thing
just a
is
week or
making
two
sure you're
weeks.
actually in one.
Yes, absolutely. And if you have questions, I mean, you can always reach out to your doctor. You can put it in the support group, and we can talk you through it. But yes, stalls happen. They are normal. It's frustrating, and it can be mentally tough on your brain. And the thing to remember if you do hit a stall is to remind yourself you're in this journey. You're not a quitter. This tool will continue to help you as long as you take it, but you
Mhm.
have to take it. So keep taking your shot, stay the course. Everything will happen. It just may take a while because you've got your biology working against you pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, there was a good video, and I mentioned it in a TikTok I did yesterday. But Dr. Nadowski's video, did you watch? It was yesterday, the day before he released it. It was him and his brother, and
Mhm.
it was on. It was specifically on maintenance and maintenance dosing and all that. But he has a really good little spiel in there all about your biology and how it is literally working against you to lose weight. Your body does not want you to lose weight, even at 300 pounds, because it's adjusted your set point and it thinks that that's where it needs to hold. And so it has, you are fighting to readjust your set point. Dr. um, Anya talks about that
Mhm.
in enough
The Oprah
about
book.
you're having to alter your set point and you're literally fighting your body to do that. So stalls a lot of the time that's exactly what it is. Your body fighting back. And so
Yes.
you just have to keep fighting.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, okay. This one, discussion on how to break intrusive thoughts telling us we aren't doing a good job, etc. That's a really good one. You want to
This
start that one?
this is a really good one. I think that a lot of this has to do with just the amount of available information there is out there from 100 different directions, right? I think we are consuming a lot, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or Substack or all the different people that we are hearing talk about GLP-1s. And I think that can mess with our minds a little bit. Like, oh, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, we're not doing this hard enough, we're not taking high enough dose, we're not losing weight fast enough. You know what I mean? I think that
Mhm.
allows for intrusive thoughts to enter personally.
I think it was I think it was your food noise video this week where there were some comments. I usually try to check out the comments too, just to see if there's something that we can talk about. And someone was, saying like their body, it was like constantly just negative about their body.
Yeah.
And I think that that has been so ingrained in us for such a long time. And it's diet culture, it's a lot of different things. We have this image of what healthy people should look like. And
Or anything other than that. Yeah.
yeah. And we let that get in our head. We always have the self fear that this isn't going to work and that we're going to fail again, or we're very hard on ourselves. And
Mhm.
I feel that way sometimes too. I have been hard on myself before and I'm like, no, no, I'm working my ass off. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing. So it's hard, but you really have to stay strong and kind of push those thoughts out and be like, I am doing a hell of a job. Because the first thing
Yeah.
I did is I took the GLP-1, and that is a huge step right there. And people don't even realize.
I um I deal with this with my kids a little bit sometimes too when they'll my both of my older kids, like my middle schooler and my high schooler, will have negative thoughts about themselves, like, oh, my grades aren't good enough, or I'm not as pretty as that girl, or whatever, teenager type things. And so what I tell them, and I think this very much so applies to this situation as well, is to correct your brain. So like the thing comes in your head, I'm fat. No, I'm not. I'm not fat. I'm not. You have to actively tell your brain what is true
And say it
constantly.
out loud
Say
too.
it
I
out
feel like,
loud.
mhm,
Say it out loud. Like sometimes I'll walk past the mirror and I'm like, oh, God, I don't even look like I've lost any weight. And then no, you've lost 115 pounds. Like I have to auto correct myself, like auto
yeah,
correct on a dang keyboard, right? You have to correct yourself. And eventually those intrusive thoughts become less and less and less.
yeah.
But I do think like the post yesterday surrounding that email was about like, do these shorts look stupid on me? Do I look like a stuffed can of biscuits and stuff? And just having those constant thoughts again, I think it comes. There's so many components to this. One is just being mentally stronger in the way that we can tell ourselves, no, this is not true, these thoughts are wrong. Your brain will fuck with you, for lack of a better term. Like your brain is a shitty thing and it will mess with you and it'll make you believe things that aren't true. So first off, correct it. And then I think another part of it is just like that confidence shift as we lose weight
Yeah.
and we're finally in a new body. Like our confidence hasn't quite caught up yet from where
hmm
it was before. And so I think there's this like transitional period. I don't know. What do you think?
So I was starting to tear up a little bit because I was thinking, when I was in high school and I was bullied a lot. I mean, we've talked about that. Um, those thoughts do stay with you. And I feel like the
Yeah.
negative words always stay and our positive ones don't.
Hmm.
And when you're hearing that you've got more chins than a Chinese phone book, or
That's an old
when
one.
you, yeah, I know. Well, I'm 44. Um, Or, they're saying, you walk and the ground shakes and you're so fat, you're slob and all these it really affects your mental status, and you're going to come from that place of I'm not good enough, right?
Yeah.
And taking the GLP-1 for me personally, and I know it happened for you too, but I'll let you chime in on that. Really gave me more confidence in myself and really flipped something in my brain. So I may still think something negative occasionally, but I'm like, you know what? I'm a badass and I have worked my butt off for this. This isn't an easy way. This is still a lot of work and effort that people don't even realize. And I am a strong person and I deserve it. I deserve to be
Preach.
healthy and I love my body. And that is really hard to say sometimes when you come from a place of always negativity and that self doubt, to come from all that up there and then go, I love my body. I
Mhm.
love myself. I love the life that I'm living right now. That's huge. And if you're not there yet, you will get there. And you will have days where the intrusive thoughts pop in and you tell them, like
Yeah.
Brittany said, to go F off,
Seriously,
you
that's
know?
what I do. I'm like, get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
You are not
Like,
wanted any longer.
exactly.
Um,
You're evicted. Go.
yes, you have been evicted from my brain. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think I've talked a lot about this, about how my mental shift has been bigger even than the weight loss. Like, being able
Yeah.
to get rid of my brother and all of those things that I could not
100%.
mentally have done before. So the intrusive thoughts, I do think, are part of, like Melissa was saying, being ingrained, being bullied as children, being ingrained with skinny girls on the magazine that we should look like all of the things that we were fed as adolescents that developed in our brain, right? But I
Mhm.
think it gets better. I really do.
I do too. And if you're not there yet, I would say just keep going. I mean, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. And you're going to love it when you do, you know? It's a wonderful feeling. And who thought that GLP-1s would add that benefit? We just assume, oh, we're getting weight loss. You don't realize all the different
All
things
of
that
the other
come with
things.
it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm assertive now. I'm more confident. I will stick up for myself. Like Brittany said, hello. You're just more, you're yourself. And
Yeah.
I said this before, you are the person that you've always meant to be
Yeah.
is finally out. And you're like,
Yes.
"Oh my god, where have you been?"
I
And
feel like
it's
I
just a
always
great
knew she
feeling.
was there. It was just like
I didn't.
getting the outside world to see the me that was on the inside, I guess.
Yeah,
I
that
felt
makes
like I
sense.
was, but I still have it. We're human. We are all human. We still have these thoughts, right? Like I
Yeah,
can't tell you
absolutely.
how many times I wake up and I'm like, what am I even doing here? Does anybody even value what I'm doing in this community? Like how many times I do that weekly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just have to like be able to mentally compartmentalize it and say, this is not true. I know I'm fighting for something and keep fighting for it.
Yeah. You have to redirect yourself.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that next one's a good one.
Yeah, I think so too. So, GLP-1 lifestyle fatigue. So, always having to think about food or exercise. Sometimes it feels like I traded food noise for this. Not sure if anyone else feels this way. You want to take this one first?
Fatigue. Um, y'all, if you've been following me at all, I've been chronically fatigued for 20 years. um, it is a lot. Lifestyle fatigue, though, is different, of course, than regular fatigue.
Right.
I I would totally agree with that in some spaces, especially when you're new to the GLP-1 space and the lifestyle. You are constantly kind of thinking, oh God, I hope I'm doing okay. I hope that, this is okay for me to do. Um, and it's exhausting. It can be exhausting, but it does ease up and it gets better and it just becomes kind of part of your life. I feel like when you get the lifestyle fatigue, maybe you're in training, so to speak, um, to where it's coming. It's going to get less and less where you have to stress out and worry about that now, because I can guarantee you don't sit there and stress out about what you're getting ready to eat, do you?
No, and what I was gonna say is that I actually like I don't disagree with what you're saying, but like I don't I I think we worry some people in the GLP-1 space too freaking much about this stuff. Like I've said that a million times. We've got to throw diet culture in the freaking trash can. And so
We do.
worrying about like food and exercise, I know it's hard in the beginning because you're so used to doing that, right? And there is that adjustment period of like Melissa was saying that like at some point you're like, "Oh, okay, this doesn't like have as much value in my mind as it once did." But I just think like my one thing for that I wish everybody could do is just like get rid of diet culture and stop obsessing. And that's about everything. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier with
Mhm.
the constant info from everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Like
Oh, yeah, 100%.
all like everybody that you even doctors in this space or healthcare professionals or dietitians, nutritionists, you can watch two different endocrinologists and they say two totally different things,
Yeah,
right? And so there's so much info that can like inundate our brains and just make us obsess over it. And so it is like we are trading one obsession for another. Um
yeah.
but I
And
do go ahead.
well, I was just thinking, like, at the beginning of your journey, I feel like you are more on guard and you're on watch, right? Because you
Oh, yeah,
want this
yeah,
to
yeah.
work. And I think that that may be part of it too, is that you're trying to make sure you don't drop anything as you're in this journey. And as you go through, it just kind of relaxes a little bit, I guess is kind of the word I would use to describe it, is just it kind of relaxes in your brain to where it's like, okay, I'm doing this. And, or, oh, I'm going to get this bag of chips because, there's nothing else around, but you're not consciously going, oh my God, is this going to be okay? Or I'm scared to eat this. I'm afraid to do this. We're also, I think it comes from a place of fear of failure. I
Yeah.
think that we are so scared. And I know I've always been that way, a fear of, this not, a fear of us making the wrong move, or this, hello, just getting comfortable again. Excuse you.
Also, like side
Um,
effects, like people have fear of, so they're like trying to do everything they
mhm.
can to avoid that. And there's a
Yeah,
lot, it's a learning curve, I would say, in the beginning for sure. And I think where that, like, that, at least for me, that mental shift of getting away from counting calories and obsessing over exercise and all of that came on a higher dose. So it's probably 7.5 for me
yeah,
personally. So I do think there's this period where you're on the lower doses and you're not quite there yet. You haven't quite had that aha moment. And so you are really worried about it because we treat a lot of us GLP-1 like every other weight loss thing that we've ever done. And then I think when we start, and then I think there's a shift that happens. It's like, oh wait, no, this is different. Um, and so I'm not sure that I have spoken, you can correct me or let me know what you've heard, but spoken with a lot of people that still obsessed to that level as they've gotten like 1, 2 years plus into their journey.
yeah. I no, I say that that's accurate. And I used to obsess over the scale. I weighed like every day for the
Mhm.
longest time, and I'm like, no, 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 no. It that became the obsession, and I think I mentioned that in the food noise video of yours. Someone kind of commented something similar to this, and I was like, that is interesting. We're trading one obsession for another obsession.
Right.
You
And this is
know,
the same thing. Like they're obsessing
yeah.
over protein and muscle building and
But
all.
they're scared. That's the
Yeah.
thing. People are scared that this will fail them, or that they fail, and they don't want to fail. So I think there's a lot of valid feelings in there, of
Oh,
course.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but
I
I think,
think,
like Brittany said, as you get further in your journey, even 5, 6 months as you're progressing in your dose too, it just kind of calms it down. And it's not like a conscious thing either. You just one day you're just noticing, oh, I've got a little bit more space up in my brain and I'm not stressing out about something that I used to stress out about. If I gain an ounce or two or a pound, I'm like, all right, well, let's see what next week is,
Yeah.
and before I would have freaked out. So it gets better. It does get better. You just got to keep going. But you do have that moment where it's just kind of like, "Oh, okay, I
I
don't
think,
have to."
yeah, no, I agree. I think one thing that sticks out to me here is the like the GLP-1 lifestyle
Hmm.
wording. Um, because I think a lot of people do encompass the GLP-1 lifestyle with like so much protein and so much muscle building and so much supplements and all of these things, right? Um, where it's like lost the mark a little bit. And Christopher and Lorraine did a video with so it was an interview they did at the Obesity Action Coalition, OAC, where the
Hmm.
title of the video was something like, "Have we lost the mark on muscle building? Like, is it really such a huge thing? Is protein really that important?" And in that, they were like, "Yeah, the expert, I don't remember who it was, but they're like, yeah, I mean, it's important, but like the average person gets pretty much that amount of protein if they're eating a meat, if they're eating a protein at every, like, it doesn't need to be this obsessive thing that we've turned it into. So I think
Hmm.
we, as a GLP-1 community, have caused this obsession.
Yeah, and in a way, it kind of is like a diet culture. It's like a GLP-1 diet
Yeah.
culture.
And I hate
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't know how to get it. Well, it's people that just want to make sure that they're doing everything right,
Right, right. It's not
and I
it's
get
not
that.
coming from a bad place. It's just,
Right.
but we don't want to trade one thing for the other, like they were
Yeah.
saying, like we don't want to turn food noise off and the obsession over chips and cake and make it an obsession over protein and lifting weights. I think
Right.
there's got to be a way to like calm our brains down and do it in a moderate, right? Like we know we should go lift weights a few times a week. We know we should
Hmm.
eat a protein at every meal. Do we have to obsessively count every single gram of protein? No. Like have a piece of chicken, have a couple eggs in the morning, like drink a protein shake in the afternoon. You'll hit a goal, you know?
Yeah.
A-
Exactly.
And so it's hard. It is hard. But I don't know that I think we're unlearning decades of crap that we've been told. And
Hmm.
part of that unlearning is that obsession. I mean, look at
Yeah.
in like the early 2000s, late 1990s, all the magazine covers, lose 20 pounds in
Oh
5 days. And so celebrity had a baby 2 weeks ago and she's already 10 pounds below her pre-pregnancy weight,
Oh
like
yeah.
that, like,
The cabbage soup is the new
yeah,
diet, and it drop.
yes.
Yeah.
Nutra cost or whatever it was, like all
Nutrisystem.
Nutrisystem on the cover of all the magazines, right? And so the weight obsession and nutrition and health, I guess health obsession, has been around for decades. So
Yeah.
if we aren't cautious about like altering that pathway in our own minds, then it's just going to continue.
No, I agree. I agree
So like,
completely.
how do you do that, right?
Yeah, and it's hard, like you said, when you go to the grocery store and there's still the diet mentality, the weight loss mentality on the magazines and Women's Day and the new weight loss recipes for summer and all that. Who gives a shit?
They
I
sell.
mean,
It sells.
uh,
People it's something that people care so deeply about, and so it sells. That's the whole thing with the protein thing, right? Like
yeah,
everything in the store is labeled GLP-1 approved or protein, high protein chips and there's freaking high protein
yeah.
Doritos and high protein Pop
Cheerios.
Tarts. And
I haven't
all of
tried the Pop Tarts.
I have not either. But all of that is based off of the fact that they know people are trying to lose weight. A lot of people are on a GLP-1 and they know these things will sell. And so they
Yeah,
push them and we buy them and we get obsessed with them. And it's this whole cycle.
yeah, absolutely.
So
I
I don't know.
agree.
I don't know. I don't really have good advice on like stopping that other than for me at some point it just kind of clicked. And
Yeah, you got to remind yourself you're doing a good job.
yeah.
Even if you don't want to give yourself a kudos, you are doing a good job.
Yeah.
You're taking the shot. You made the first huge step in taking care of yourself. So just remind yourself you're doing a good job. Everything will come. It just takes, sometimes it takes time, but do the best you can. Try not to obsess over everything because it's fatiguing. It really is.
And you don't
Um,
need all of that crap.
Mm-mm. No, you really don't. You don't need to buy the protein stuff, the protein Pop Tarts and all that. Um, I
Chicken,
mean, it's fine every
steak,
once in a while, but yeah, chicken,
eggs, some
steak. I
cheese.
mean, I like steak. I mean,
We're having steak for dinner tonight. It's yeah. I
I'm
mean, you
coming to
just
your house.
you'll get here by dinner time if you leave now.
I
Um,
know. Don't tempt me.
but yeah, it's silly how much like obsession
The
we put on certain things, but like it was created in us through other things.
And I think we put a lot of value on food because for so long, food has been what matters. You go to the doctor and they're like, you need to eat better food.
Yeah.
You need to eat lower calorie food. You need this, you need that. And it is exhausting to be told constantly, just this and this, and you need to do that, and you need to track calories. I've not tracked a single damn calorie. Probably for 2 years. And the only time I
Yeah.
did was because I was working with a trainer at the time before I got injured. And it was exhausting. And I was obsessed
I have not
over
in
not going over my calories.
I have not, and I don't even know how long. And honestly, I don't even remember the last time I weighed myself.
Yeah, I know you were talking about that
No,
in
I
the
have no
video, and
clue.
I was like, "Good for you, girl."
I have no clue when the last time I weighed myself was. I don't know.
And that's
I,
awesome.
I'm just
You get to that point,
trying to break
you're trying
free
to
from it.
live.
Yeah.
You're trying to
I'm
live,
trying to
and
live.
just
And it's you know what I think about this? This is the last thing I'll say about this. And we have like a lot more to get to here. But um I like to think of this the same way I think like about the news. Can't even tell you the last time I watched the news. I have zero idea what is going on in the news.
yeah,
Zero. And it's not because I don't, I mean, I know basic things. I know important big things that are happening, right? Mostly because my
sure,
mom tells me. But like, I am not going to sit here and watch the news every night. It's bad stuff. It's negative. I don't want it in my brain.
right.
I
Oh, I
would
totally
rather
agree.
I would rather be ignorant if that's what you want to call me because obsessing and worrying about things that are completely out of my control do me no good in my life. So
That's
I look
right.
at it the same way with this crap. I've said a few times, there's very little GLP-1 content that I actually consume. And that's from people that I watched and trust and know,
Yeah.
like Christopher and Lorraine, like Dr. Hedayat, Dr.
Hmm.
Taylor, Dr.
Yep.
Nadowski sometimes if I have time to watch one of his videos. Like, but like all of these other little like random things, like no offense to any of those like smaller channels and all that, but like I don't have the time and I don't want to hear 9 million different opinions.
Yeah. I understand. I mean, I do. Okay, let's go to the next
Okay.
one. Because we can talk about that topic, I feel like, indefinitely. What times do you eat each day? And honestly, I don't keep track. I
Mhm.
don't keep track of that. I don't keep track of calories, and I don't exercise.
Oh, I do that one, but
You do now, yes. And I plan to. I just not yet. I don't have specific times I eat each day. It's sometimes I forget to eat. Now, when I first started, I think I was trying to do something maybe no, you know what? No, I didn't because I didn't even think about food then. And it would be later in the day and Alaric would be like, "Mommy, it's time to eat." I'm like, "Oh, it is time to eat." It's like, "We're oh, sorry." It's just the way it
same.
is.
My kids will be like, "What's for dinner?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I haven't even had lunch." And it's like four
It's
o'clock in
like
the
it's not
afternoon.
dinner yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not time for
And then you're
that.
like, "Oh,
Yeah. Um,
I if you put times you eat each day, I mean, that's an obsession to me. I That's something that would fatigue you unnecessarily that I don't think you need to do. If you're
th-
hungry, eat.
there was a woman on YouTube. This was years ago that I used to watch that her like main thing was books. She would do like book reviews, and I like to read, so
Oh, I love books. Oh,
I would,
yes.
yeah. Me and Melissa are a little book. This is why we get along so well. We have like so much in common. But anyway,
Yep.
um, I would watch her, and she would do like book reviews and read this book, don't read this book, whatever. But she had done this whole series on like intuitive eating. The whole concept of intuitive eating, we've all always known we should do that, but like we couldn't do that, right? So
Mhm.
she used to say, she did this one video that I watched that really spoke to me that was like, if I'm not hungry, I don't eat. Like, I don't care if it's mealtime.
Yeah.
If
Right.
I'm
No,
not, if
I
my
agree.
stomach is not physically growling, then I don't eat.
And I
And
think people are afraid of hunger too. That's the other thing.
yeah, we could talk. I mean, that could be a whole freaking episode on the whole like, don't fear hunger. Hunger, you're not trying to get rid of hunger. But that I remember thinking when I watched that, like, well, that would be fantastic if I could like physically say no to food, right? Because we were struggling with the
Mhm.
food noise and stuff. But now I know what she means, and now I can do that. Like, if I am not hungry, the only way I know to eat is if my stomach growls.
Same.
Otherwise, like, I don't care if it's 6 o'clock at night and it's supposed to be dinner time. I mean, I will say though that most of the time I do eat dinner, I'm usually hungry at dinner time. I'm not somebody that skips dinner most for that reason, and because it's my family time, right? We all sit down and eat dinner together.
Right.
But like breakfast, lunch, if my stomach doesn't growl, I don't eat.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not starving myself, right? Like,
Right.
I eat usually one meal during the day. You guys know I don't eat breakfast. So I do eat. I just wait until my body tells me it's time to eat. I
100%,
don't,
that's me.
I don't like
Like,
say,
"Oh,
okay,
it's
it's
1 o'clock. We
11:30.
gotta eat." Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And
No,
I
you just
really,
kinda let your stomach be your guide. I mean, and it's okay if your stomach growls.
yes.
That it's normal. It's the
Yeah.
food noise that's the problem, and I think we get so scared of hunger. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't track what time you eat each day. If you're hungry, then go eat something. If you're not hungry, then don't worry about it. Or if you feel like you need something, try drinking, hydrate.
And this is important. If you say you count calories and you get to the end of the day and you don't have any calories left, but your stomach growls, eat some freaking
Eat,
food.
eat.
If
It's
your
okay to
stomach
eat.
is growling, if your stomach is physically growling, your body needs something.
So I'm going to add on to that. About a month ago, I was really super hungry. And I think it was day 3 into my shot. So I wasn't at half life yet, because usually day 6 and 7 for me, I'm hungrier, which is normal. I consumed more than I am ever used to. Not like I would overindulge per se, like I would used to, but I was eating more. And then I'm like, man, I'm hungry again. And it's an hour after I ate. I'm gonna go get something else. I'm like, golly, I lost weight that week, but it was my body just telling me that I needed to feed it.
Yes.
And sometimes you have to do that. You feed your body, and some days you might eat more, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It will even out, even if you gain that week. Okay, no big deal. I know that it's a big deal when you gain to some people. I promise you later it won't be so bad because weight goes up and down. But I was like, my body needed it. And
Yeah.
I realized that was like a big aha
Yeah.
NSV for me. Is like, oh, my body needed that nourishment that day more
Yes.
than usual. And I was a little terrified because that hadn't happened to me yet. And here I am 2.5 years, on my journey. And you know what? I accepted it after I saw that my body just needed it. And I mean, when I say go eat, it's like a string cheese or, something small because we don't eat big meals anyway.
Right.
But it was just different. I wasn't used to it. I was scared.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I was just so glad to see at the end and realize, oh, it was okay. My body needed it that day, and that's
This,
okay.
yeah. And that goes into a big thing too, like where if you get to a point, and I think that comes with like when you end up hitting your best dosage, which again for me was 7.5, and you have that sort of aha moment, you get to the point where like your body will tell you what it needs if you listen to it. So there are
Mhm.
days that like if like your stomach growling like true hunger is literally how your body tells you it needs fuel to do whatever it's trying to do, to survive.
100%.
We should not ignore hunger. Now, like cravings and food noise, like that's what we want to turn off. But like physical hunger, we need to be acknowledging.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know. Eat when you're hungry. That's kind of that's my opinion on that. I don't have times that I eat, and Melissa doesn't either.
No. I just really don't care.
When my stomach growls, when my stomach is like, feed me before I eat myself, then I eat.
Yes. Yep.
Vacationing on a GLP-1.
That's a good one.
What
Take
do
your
you,
shot.
I, yeah, I do
I
the
mean,
same
that's
thing
the
on
best thing.
vacation. Yeah, that I do. So typically we leave for vacation on Saturdays just because, Saturday is kind of how we go. And my shot day is Thursday. Well, it was, now it's Monday, Friday, but I just take it. I just keep taking it.
Mhm.
But I do enjoy my vacation, I would say. Like we go out for ice cream, I'm going to get some ice cream. Like I'm not, again, that all goes back to the not counting, not tracking living thing. But like I treat vacation, I think I've gotten away from the mentality of like, vacation is this time where I can have all the food that I want forever, right?
Right, you hit it
No,
right there. Mhm.
that is all the time for me. Not I can have all the food I want all the time, but like all
It's
food is the
normal. It's
same
just
all the time. Yeah.
yeah. You're
So
you're
there's no
just you're
variation.
in a different place. Right. I don't like when I see and it tells me that they're not fully healed in the brain yet when they do it, but it's like, "Oh, I wanna splurge. I wanna be able to eat whatever I want, and I wanna be
So I'm
able to
not going
do
to
what
take
I
my shot
want,"
this
and
week. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, why do you hold so much value on the food? You can still have it. I mean, I've been going to Punta Cana for 4 years now, and I went this year. It's it's another day for me, and if I see something, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I would like the steak today, so I'm gonna get the steak." We go, and later on, we're kinda like, "Oh, okay, we'd like some gelato."
Have
And,
the damn
it's little
gelato.
cups anyway. Have the gelato, and if you stop midway through, it's fine. It doesn't I don't like when people want to splurge food or binge food. That tells me that their relationship isn't healed
Yeah.
all the way. To me, it's just I'm on a trip and it's like I'm eating what I want. It's you want to normalize that you can eat whatever.
Yeah.
You're just eating in moderation. You're just making better choices overall. Yeah, have some gelato if you want a damn gelato. Have a drink if you're wanting a drink. Um, do I go hog wild? No, because I don't feel like it's necessary or needed.
And most of the time you'll eat the gelato or you'll eat whatever and you
Mhm.
don't eat all of it, or you
Mhm.
you find, that you're not binging it like you previously were. You're eating a normal
Right,
amount of a treat. When
right.
I two summers ago, I guess, we went on that cruise. No, one summer ago. No, I guess it was two. Right after Max
Was
died.
it 2?
Yeah, it wasn't it was the last one. So I guess about a year.
Wow.
But we're at the end of
Okay,
this
yeah,
summer,
yeah.
so whatever. Anyway, when I went on that cruise, it's a buffet all the time. Food is available. 2 in the morning, you want food, you can have food. And I think that's the moment. And at that point, I was 2.5 years into my journey. But
Mhm.
that's the moment that I was like, I've really healed this because I did not treat that buffet like I was never going to get to eat again. Like I would go and get
Right.
one plate of food, eat it, and walk away until the next meal. And previously, pre Brittany would have been like, oh, it's a buffet. I can have whatever I want, endless amounts of food
Mhm.
forever and ever. You know,
I'm
be
gonna
when you
stuff my face and get this and get this and get this. Yeah.
yeah. So you'll notice that when you're put in situations like a buffet on a cruise ship and you'll suddenly have this realization like, oh, like I'm different than I used to be.
It's amazing. I mean, I love it. When I went to Punta Cana, I was the same way, the buffet, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta hurry up and eat all this before," and I want it. I'm binging because it's a holiday and that's my excuse. It's just another day.
Mhm.
And why do you wanna binge on stuff? Just curious. I mean, I think maybe ask yourself that. Why do you wanna binge on something?
Yeah.
And why would you consider skipping your shot? I will tell you this. The only time I've ever skipped my shot is for surgery. If I'm going on vacation, I'm taking my damn shot. I take it before I go because it is still part of my life. It
Yeah.
is my life. And I want to take care of my body. It's not going to stop you from eating a damn cookie. It's not going to stop you from eating the shrimp or the pasta that you want. It's going to help you keep it in moderation so you can be healthy and so you don't overeat and hurt yourself. That's what this tool is for. Why
Yeah.
do you want to gain weight when you've been working so hard and investing in yourself and money into this tool? Just curious. Ask yourself, why?
Yeah.
Because to me, I was like, there was no question. I'm totally same thing with holidays. I want to skip my GLP-1 for the holiday. Why?
It
Why
never
would you
even
skip
crossed
your
my mind. That
GLP-1?
has never
No,
once crossed my mind.
no, me either. And I think that that is the old obsessions that are still there, and that kind of tells me maybe that they're not far enough along yet
Mhm.
to to get that relaxation feeling, almost like it's just another day.
Just another
I
day.
can go and have whatever. I'm just eating food. Food is there. It doesn't have a meaning to me.
And that realization that, like, if I don't have this slice of cake tonight at the buffet, it'll be there tomorrow at the buffet if I
Yeah.
still want it. Like,
Yeah.
we used to have this, like, part of this for me comes from being one of 6 children who, like, a bottle of soda came in the house. If you didn't get some right that very second, you weren't going to get it. But, like,
Right.
relearning that, okay, I don't have to inhale this now because it will still be available later was
Yeah.
part of the
Or
healing process for me.
take a bite of it, put it up for later. Sometimes I forget. I mean, I
Mhm.
can't tell you how many times I will bring something home and I forget about it.
Chris ends
I
up eating
had,
for me.
yeah, I mean, so Sunday, I had a piece of French toast for breakfast. French toast, y'all, French toast. And I ate half of the piece. And I brought the rest home because I was like, "Oh, I'll have that for breakfast another day this week." Totally forgot about it because I'm just like, it doesn't hold value anymore to me.
Mhm.
Period. It's just another thing. It's
Yeah.
food. It's just there. But to me, I also feel like we've held food at such a high range for so long because that was like our thing that made us feel good, and it was comforting, it was supportive, it was never let us down, it was always there. But taking the GLP-1 regularly every week will just kind of mellow that out, and you're just like, yeah, I mean, food's there. Do I want to bite? No, I'll get it later.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to see that, like, you step away from the food and you're just like, oh my god, I did that.
Or, oh my God, I went all week on this cruise and didn't eat ice cream 400 times a day. Like, it's just like,
Exactly.
wow, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is really, we have a couple more that are
Why don't
more
you take the
so,
last two, and then maybe we can talk about that other one on
yeah.
another.
Well, I think that one. So the one that she's talking about is somebody asked for ideas for somebody who doesn't like cooking every night, places I eat out, and think best things to order. And I do think, like Melissa recommended, like that could be a whole just really good video of tips and tricks for that. But to answer it like very quickly, Melissa, do you have one or two places that you like to go and what your favorite thing to get there is?
You know, a lot of times we don't eat out during the week or anything like that, but lately, just with me being on the go, I've been finding that Chick-fil-A has a protein bowl, and it's just scrambled eggs, just a tad of cheese and chicken.
Hmm.
And it's like 30 something grams of protein. I want to say like 39.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll eat off of it twice. And that's something I go for. Chick-fil-A has grilled nuggets. They've got kale salad. I could put the grilled chicken and my kale salad together if I want to. Or if you don't want salad and you don't want the rabbit food, get some nuggets. If you get the regular ones, so what? I just get a smaller amount. So if I
Yeah.
have to go through McDonald's for whatever reason, I get a 4 count nugget. That's
Yeah.
it. And
That's
I'm
not,
and I'm
yeah.
done, but, I mean, it's just moderation. I feel
Yeah.
like
I am I'm more like McDonald's is harder for me just because I think the grease just really like upsets my stomach. So Chick-fil-A is one that I will do often as well. I get their cool wrap because, it's
mhm,
got everything in there. It's got the whole wheat or the whole grain wrap. It's got the lettuce and the cabbage and the carrots. And then you got grilled chicken, and a little bit of cheese. And it's like 40 grams of protein. And if you're counting calories, like 300 and something calories.
or
Um,
Panera. I like
or
Panera.
Panera, Chipotle, like a bowl with like
Mhm.
brown rice, some chicken, some black beans, a little bit of salsa. Perfect, right?
Or if you don't like chicken, do if you can do
The
tofu,
steak
you
they
can do
did.
just beans, you
Yeah,
can do steak. Yeah.
yeah. So
Pork, it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah. But I definitely could do a video with like more even easier ideas and kind of like places or whatever. So I'll
Well, you do for them saying that they don't like to cook. You do the wraps. You
yeah,
make those wraps pretty easy.
yogurt
Um
bowls. I
yes,
could
the
live on
yogurt
them,
bowls.
live on them. So yeah, I do have a lot of good tips. I'll try to like compose that. But that's just some
What
Chick-fil-A all the way.
what what my family does is we buy a lot of steamed vegetables,
Hmm.
that you can steam in the microwave. And then, like for one dinner, I think it was we popped in a bag of vegetables. We had some minute rice cups that were like brown rice, and we had some steak bites. And we put the rice and steak bites together and ate the veggies on the side.
Yeah.
And I mean, no cooking really. It was just microwave for a few minutes. So I think it do what works for you. There's Pinterest too. Pinterest has a ton of different options as well and ideas. But steamed veggies are a huge thing in my house where you can just pop them in the microwave and they're ready. You just add a little bit of salt, pepper, seasoning, whatever you want to it. And same
Yeah.
thing with the rice. The little cups of rice are a perfect portion.
Oh yeah, the
They,
microwavable ones,
yes.
wonderful.
Oh, yes, we use them here at the house a lot, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be hard. I think we try to make things overly complicated. Um,
Which we've talked about a few times in this video for different
yeah.
aspects of just make your life as easy as possible. And one thing that I have found, especially with food, and I think Melissa's this way too, is that I don't really care a lot about variety like I used to. So I'm very much so like I was saying earlier, we're having steak for dinner. We eat steak and green beans once a week at least for dinner. And
Yeah.
every single week. Last night we had chicken that my 15-year-old loves, this like baked chicken that I think I made it in a video with you put mayonnaise and like crushed croutons on
Oh,
top and
yeah.
some Parmesan cheese and bake it. My 15-year-old loves that. So we had that and brown rice and broccoli last night. Like we eat the same things all the time. And nobody really
Yeah.
minds. I think we have it in our brains that there has to be like you're constantly changing up your meal plan and you're constantly changing everything. And it's just food.
Yeah. I mean, we eat a lasagna once a week usually. I mean, I think it's like Raya's lasagna or something like that from Sam's Club, and it's got like 20 grams of protein in it.
Yeah.
And I just throw it in the oven for 20 minutes and then it's ready.
Yeah.
Pop a bag of microwavable vegetables in, but we usually eat that once a week.
Yeah. Make your life as easy as possible. But yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
a full video on that. I think that could be helpful for especially
Mhm.
like people newer to the journey or whatever, because we just overcomplicate everything, I think, as
I
humans
think it's
naturally.
normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, so I'm gonna answer this one about women's health very quickly, I think.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of wrap it up. And then the NutriCross, somebody asked about more about the NutriCross protein, how to start out with what dose, and should you take it at the same time every day? So Dr. Taylor's talked a lot about the NutriCross. He's obsessed with it. It's 5 grams per day. And the bottle from Amazon literally tells you what to do and how to do it. So I am going to link that. I was telling Melissa, I need to go and add that to Amazon because so many people ask about it. So if you want to check that out, it'll be linked in my like Amazon storefront or whatever. Okay, so this
Hmm.
final question, Melissa. It seems like
Yep.
the GLP-1 community is very focused on women's health, but not a lot of discussion on men. Why is that? And how can we promote these meds better for our husbands/partners?
I think that's a great question. I was actually already digging into making a video about that. And, men are very private. I think it's just ingrained. Men are very private people. I think Julio even mentioned it. I think Ezra even mentioned it before on their
Mhm.
interviews. To openly discuss something pretty vulnerable, like a GLP-1, was shown as a sign of weakness for a
Yeah.
lot of people. And I think that men are supposed to be tough and they're supposed to be, stronger and in private. And I think this is one case where don't worry about privacy because there are a lot of men that do struggle with this just as much as women do. They feel like they can do it on their own. I have someone very close to me who feels like they can do it on their own, and they are a male and they refuse to ask for help or to get help,
Hmm.
even though you can clearly see that there is an issue there. The the one thing I think to do is especially if you're on a GLP-1 is just openly talk to them to when it's a safe time for them. Don't catch them
Yeah.
off guard, because then they're going to put up their wall and be kind of defensive. But just be very supportive and supply them with information. And it may take time because guys are stubborn. I mean, women are stubborn too, but there's a whole other level with guys. I feel like don't
Yeah,
come at
I
me.
agree.
Guys, don't
I mean,
come
I
at
was
me.
on mine for a year before Chris even considered it or even thought about it.
Yeah.
So men just take a little bit longer. But to answer your point about like why is the community so focused on women and women's health? I was telling Melissa this before the survey that I'm doing, which is in the description if you haven't filled that out yet. Um, the first question on there was, "Are you biologically male or female at birth?" Which little important thing here. I that is was an important thing. Like, a couple people pointed that out, but our biological responses
Important.
are different, and that was
Right.
important to say. So anyway, that's that.
No
Anyway,
judgment either way.
right?
It's
It's
just
just
it's great for knowledge and
right,
science. Yeah.
right. But anyway, of the people, the 500 people that have responded already, only 6.8% of them are male. So part of the reason why it's so focused on women's health is because most of us are women. Like, just in the community right now are very largely women.
Mhm.
Um, so we do need to, and I think this goes back to, like I was saying a couple of videos ago, that I think if we stopped calling them weight loss shots, that more men would be, like, just health and metabolic wellness or whatever, that more men
Mhm.
would be open to it, because I think they see that, like, weight loss skinny shot as a weakness.
Yeah, I do too.
Um,
And I mean, they might
but
be
yeah,
on to peptides, but they won't
yeah.
do the shot.
And I think
They'll take
there's,
a peptide.
yes, and I think there's more men doing it than are talking about it.
True.
I think us women are just so much more vocal, and so the whole community seems like they're women.
Yeah.
But, like, in my there was a post in the group. This has been a while ago, and it was somebody who had just joined. I don't remember who it was, but they were like, "Where are all the guys at?" And then we started seeing guys chiming in, like, "I'm here, we're here, we just don't post as much." They're watching, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like they're gathering information. Guys, they're very analytical. They need a lot of information
I just
and before they, make a decision of what they're going to do or, I mean, mine procrastinates like crazy.
I
Just the
just
way
thought of something,
it is.
and I need my
What's that?
video. I need I need
Oh,
my
she's got her glasses on. Lookout world.
I need my thing to see this. So in YouTube, you can actually see your analytics in terms of
Mhm.
male,
Oh, yeah.
female, all of that. So
Yeah.
let's
Forgot
look at
about
this audience, male versus female. Ha! Hey, guess what? The number one channel my audience watches is the Downsized.
that.
Isn't that cute? And Small
That's
Things
fun.
Daily, which is Barb's daughter,
Mhm.
isn't it? Okay. Anyway,
I think so.
that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah, I have 44 I mean, my channel is very small. I'm like 130 away from 1,000 subscribers, but I've got 44% male and 56% female.
Okay, you are better than me. I have 84.5% female and 15.6% male.
And I feel like there are a lot more men that are feeling more comfortable to come forward. You've got Brian, you've
Oh,
got
Brian's the best.
Ezra
Julio and
and
Ezra.
and
Yeah.
Julio. You've got Round Mound of Zetbound.
Hmm.
You've got I know Mark doesn't have a YouTube channel, but Mark, he's very active and speaking freely about GLP-1s. And you've got I think there's a cab driver named Polly that does his. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. Christopher Durham from the Downsize, he openly talks about it. I think it's getting there, and I think that we're starting to see the growth from the men. I
Yeah.
think the more men that come out, the better, because it will help those others that are just holding on to maybe pride to kind of say, you know what, I do need help and it's okay for me to ask for help.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's the
Why,
biggest hang up.
all you people, is Dr. Taylor's channel not on my most watched list here? Okay.
I
Yeah.
love Dr.
I know. We have Downsized, Small Things Daily, GLP-1 Hub, Countess of Shopping. I go by Karen. I don't know that one.
Yeah, I've been following her. Yeah.
On the Pen, Dr. Nadowski,
Oh yeah, Dave. I forgot about Dave.
Losing It Grace,
Mhm.
Dr. Joseph, who I've seen his videos, but I haven't watched Dr. Starrett. And we do have Tiffany on here, but we do not have Dr. Taylor. So y'all better fix that.
Shame, shame.
But I agree with, I mean, the top three are the Downsized, Small Things Daily, and the GLP-1 Hub. Love
Yeah.
all of them.
I like
So,
what you said though. I feel like the women are more open.
mhm.
It's not easy to be vulnerable. And I think that that's hard for men, of course, is to be vulnerable. I think Julio and Ezra have done such a phenomenal job. Just speaking of those two, you know, Ezra being very vulnerable and posting his workouts and like when he lost his job, you
Yeah,
know, and then it's hard. It is hard to come on and say something that happened that is negatively affecting you or
yeah,
that someone might see as a failure, but it's not a failure, it's a challenge, it's a roadblock, right? And I think if men also kind of change their mentality and the way that they see this as it's a tool, I think more men might get on board. But I feel like we're in the right direction with the guys being more vocal.
yeah,
Um, we're getting there. It's just going to take some time. But I think we're in a much better place now than we were even 6 months ago with men.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I think
But
we'll
maybe
get there.
Dr. Taylor can do some on I mean, I know Dr. Taylor studied women's, you know, health and stuff like that, but maybe that's something that he can talk about. Men on GLP-1s. I know. I was like, come on, get it out. Telling,
Write it down, Brittany.
write it down.
I have a
Um,
whole sticky note of things I've written down during this thing for
I
me to
knew you
remember.
were. I knew it. I
Uh,
was like, oh, she's writing down.
well, girl, if I don't, I
Oh, I
forget
know.
everything. I will text like Tiffany or Dr. Taylor on like a Sunday. And I do this to you too. And I'm like, listen, I just need to say this because if I don't say it, I always preface this with Dr. Taylor. I'm like, I know it's Sunday. If I don't say this right now, I'm not going to remember. So,
Yep.
you know,
I do the same thing.
I just have to get it out right that second. I have not
Yep.
actually checked into Small Things Daily in a while, and I'm looking through some of her videos. I'm like, I need to watch that one. I need to watch that one.
I have so many that I need to watch. I mean, there's so many great people out there in our community. I love every one of them. I wish I had tons of time to like go through and watch. I see my thing is I have such ADHD brain. Here I am with my fidgets and stuff, just for an example. But I have to watch it, not listen to it, because I feel like I absorb more of the information if I'm watching it. And I want to kind of
Oh,
digest it as I'm watching, you know? So if I'm trying to listen instead of watching, it just kind of I get little bits and pieces, but not much. So I
see,
really like to absorb it.
I'm similar, and that's usually lately when I'll like turn my computer and then start my walking pad, and so I'm watching it, but then walking, and then also like
Yeah.
writing things
Yes.
down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have to do that. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm listening, but I'm not actively listening and engaged. And everyone deserves an active listener and
Yeah,
support. So,
All right, everybody. Well, we talked for an hour and 10 minutes today. Melissa and I like to do this, you guys know. So hopefully you were walking or something while you were listening to us and not just, sitting here. I mean, if you're doing that, that's great too. But take us on a walk with you. But if you're not following Melissa, she just said she's like 100 and something away from 1,000. So please go follow her and help her get to 1,000. She's Chasing Sunshine 25. I will have it linked below. I
Like,
just
write it
want y'all
down.
to know, if you could see, this is just like me very quickly grabbing all of my sticky
Oh
notes
yeah.
on my computer. Like, I have them everywhere.
And if
I
they're
just,
not in front of you, I forget it. You
yeah, they
know?
have to be written down at all times. So anyway,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us and chatting with us today and spending some time with us. We really appreciate it. Melissa, do you have anything to add before we sign off?
Just same thing. I mean, we really do appreciate every single one of you. This has been a great community and a great space for all of us. And I'm just so thankful that we have such a space that we can talk freely. Brittany and I are very transparent with anything that happens in our journey that we share with you all. If you have other questions or other topics for the next bestie chat, feel free to drop them in the comments. And don't forget about the free encouragement support group that Brittany has linked down in the description below as well.
Of
Answer just a
course.
couple of questions and you will get in. It is a wonderful, wonderful group in there, and you'll feel very at home, and it's judgment free.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will
Thanks,
see you
guys.
very, very soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.